Hey boys, it's me, Altinin. Yeah, today I just wanted to address a really serious topic, which is also a huge problem around Twitch. It's all falls down to harassment at the end of the day. Um, okay, so you have basically, I'm gonna put it in really short, so if you just are staying to for me to get to the point, I'll get to the point, and then you can watch me explain more in detail on after. So basically, what this video is about is harassment, and in particular, towards how streamers harass each other. Um, yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on about this. You have both within like the top of 1%. There is the top the top 0.1% is also like that. So but however, they are better, they are way better. Yeah, so this is about how harassment is a problem, and you might have figured out how well. You might have seen various examples on this before, and you have might experience this yourself if you're a creator and stuff like that. So I'm gonna address not on Twitch as a whole, but I'm gonna address a few different things actually. So let's start by just getting rid of the obvious things. So you have harassment on Twitch, yes. You have streamers harassing their viewers, yes. But the question is though, is then the viewers can one always leave. You know, they can report the streamer for harassment, um, or they can, well, yeah, and some of them actually enjoys it, be in the chat and thinks it's funny, which it might be, it might not be. It depends who's watching. Anyways, on another fact, when you then step out of Twitch, step out of Twitch, but still within Twitch, you have stories about top tier streamers. If you look in D&D, you have streamers basically really, really, well, probably not. Well, probably actually, yeah. Harass. There's probably some example out there. I've thought about one example in with among um, Arcadum and another D&D streamer that came to mind. There was some beef going around that for a while back. So there is harassment amongst like the top 0.1%, but how much harassment is there? I don't know. Um, what I know is something entirely different, and that's how much harassment it is outside Twitch, but also within Twitch. But this is more directed in lower tier streamers. So you would have streamers, like low tier streamers. We're talking about barely partnered streamers at this point. Yes, we are indeed. Uh, so let's let's talk a tiny bit about that for a second. Okay, so first of all, you have Reddit, which is incredibly toxic, and then you have Facebook, which also is incredibly toxic. Those two platforms probably points the most out to in terms of harassment. So when you go on Reddit, there is a Twitch section where you can post whatever if you need help with something, or if you want to address a topic or whatever it is. Then you go on Twitch, you make a post, and then you get harassed literally instantly. Huge problem, needs to be dealt with. Then you have another problem which I have recently experienced, which is what inspired me to make this video, because it needs to be talked about and it needs to be addressed. It's Facebook groups. There's tons of Facebook groups with like streamers that's supposed to be connecting streamers together, but essentially they turn out into like link dumping groups, you know, where people post their link and then, okay, now I'm gonna grow my stream and get rich, blah 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 blah. However, recently there's been so much harassment going on in one of them, and in particular, what surprised me was the harassment given from females. Now, I'm not gonna attack one gender, okay, because you have harassment from both of the genders, but I'm pointing out. Pointing out that because there was more more women than men that engaged in the harassment itself. In my situation, I gave one streamer in the group a some constructive criticism in terms of her post, where the text was basically pointing out to men as a gender being responsible for all the hate, all those streamers get that literally dresses up naked or whatever on stream, which I thought was wrong, and I didn't agree with that. I've talked about this in another video, so if you are wondering more about that, in depth about that, be sure to check it out. I'm not gonna go into details, but yeah, I didn't appreciate that Facebook post, and I wrote in a constructive manner that basically not everyone was like that, and there's better ways to do things than do it that way on Twitch, or basically enter Twitch to make, well, adult content, uh, like explicit adult content, basically, in short. So the next post, the same person posted, I think the next day or whatever, the post was way better. And I then posted a nice comment because the post was better. So I was like, keep up the work. This post is way better than the last one. You're in the right direction. And for some reason, now both the genders actually responded to this. Both genders, there was a group of them, a tiny group, but there was a tiny group, and there was actually no one defending me ending up being the victim that ended up being harassed to shits. And then they would complain about the victim card or whatever. Whatever, you know, it is what it is. Anyways, the fact I'm going towards is one, criticism. You got basically harassed for giving constructive criticism or whatever. Then on the other side, you got harassed because you were nice. That's two things that's both wrong. And you got harassed from a large group where they would go on and attack you. From like they would literally go at you all they had. 5 people at least. There would be like three girls and 2 boys, or 3 girls, 1 boy, 4 girls, 1 boy, or whatever. The majority was girls actually, which is impressively awkward and weird, because we believe that they are so nice, friendly, and all of that. But in reality, amongst now, I'm not gonna take everyone, but I'm talking about a specific group on this. So please be warned. We're not talking about everyone. Okay, we're talking about a really specific group. So we're talking about the low tier streamers on Twitch. Basically, the low tier streamers that are partnered and below partnered. That's who we are talking about. The majority of them are basically acting out that harassment shit to the limit. Uh, from where I stand and from what I've seen, there's not a single day without someone being harassed for something. Either doesn't matter if it's good or bad. They get harassed for literally anything, and it needs to be addressed and talked about. And that's why I'm making this, by the way, if you haven't got that already. Yeah, so going into a way better example is a streamer that posted a explicit photo. I went on her stream to report the stream because the photo was explicit. I ended up watching the stream for like 5 minutes. I ended up watching the streamer literally sell her body live on stream for financial gain, to gain subs and whatever. To then she would then say stuff like, "Hey, give me subs and I'll go on OnlyFans and I would live stream and I would get naked, whatever." You know, literally. So I reported her, the streamer. There was a bunch of other people also probably reporting the stream. I did tweet about it. So basically, then she got banned because she broke and violated the Twitch TOS. Okay, she broke the rule of conduct. She broke the Twitch terms of service. Get banned. Simple. If a boy would do the same dress up, sitting in the underpants, having the camera pointing down at the crotch, they would get banned so fast and they would get permanently banned. That's how strict it is with boys. Now, I have no idea if this streamer is banned for permanently or if it's just a short amount of time or a few days or whatever, who knows. Anyways, today, the day after or whatever, there was a new post in like those small tier groups that was like, hey, which was really directed towards that Twitch ban. Which was like, hey, let people do what they want to do, blah blah blah, care about yourself and your own content, blah 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 blah. But the thing is, people don't report just for the sake of reporting. They report because it's inappropriate on the platform. That's why it's being reported in the first place. It has nothing to do about any hate towards the creator, especially from my point of view. So pointing out that it's all about hate in that way is wrong. So I said like it's okay to, well, I commented on that actually and said like, hey, whatever you want to do is fine, just keep it within the TOS and all of that shit, and you'll be fine. I couldn't care less what you do as long as you follow the TOS and doesn't do anything dumb. And now, saying that it's may sound a tiny bit hypocritical, but when I'm saying dumb, I mean something that deliberately will get you banned. And if it gets you banned, then you gotta own up to it. You gotta own up to what you do. I've talked about this in my other videos, so go back and check it out. I'm not gonna talk too much about it in this one. Yeah, so essentially I wrote that because, I don't care if people make money selling themselves, if they make money, good for them. But I care about Twitch as a platform, and I just don't think we need more explicit content on Twitch than what we already got, to be fair. Also, she didn't add any value to the content either. It was literally just, hey, which was dumb. Yeah. So then, basically, it ended up going through 3 girls at the same time would actually get at me just for commenting on that. And they would harass and attack the shit out of me. They would point out that, hey, you have no content, which is funny because I do have content. So they would find a obscure link from like a old stream account that I had, which is non-existent at the point at this time uh, of day, and actually someone else has grabbed the name, so it's not even my name anymore. It's not even my channel. It's someone else. It's not me. So what the fuck? Yeah, it's just dumb. It's just dumb. It really is. It's but yeah, it needs to be addressed because it happens, and it's really important that we uh, find a way to combat all this harassment, because it shouldn't be like that. You shouldn't get harassed for having a view and on something, whatever it is. You people can disagree, but when they start harassing you, that's when they have lost the battle, because then they have nothing useful to say anymore. Um, yeah, that's it. Just don't harass people. uh, well, that's the long description. Whatever. Anyways, I ended up getting harassed by literally at least 3 women in there, and at least 1 man, or 1 guy. Um, yeah. So I'll read a really, really important post if I can find it. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. So I'm gonna read out the post that I made, and to you guys, and I will read out a few of the comments, which really should give you a picture of how badly the harassment really is, especially in the lower tier um, streamer groups, below partnered. Okay, below partnered, and maybe on partner level as well. There's so many streamers and creators that are absolutely horrible, and there's so much harassment going on that shouldn't be. So I'm gonna read it out for you now. Yeah. Okay. Yesterday, a streamer got banned. Deal with it. Stop crying about it. It clearly violated Twitch TOS. Stop harassing or being mad because there's someone reporting it, or because they share the post on social media. So basically, yeah, I shared the streamer's post on social media. I'm just gonna say that before I continue reading. Basically, I did that because I wanted to let the Twitch know that this is going on. Do you accept this sort of behavior on your stream? What are you gonna do about this? That was the main purpose. I didn't share it on all my social and was like, "Hey, check this out." I'm not I'm not a douchebag that does stuff like that at all. I reported it because it violated Twitch TOS. It. What are you gonna do about it? Um, so then I'm gonna continue reading the post anyways. To all female streamers, selling your body is fine, because it is. It is fine. But please respect Twitch TOS and the platform. You do not have to dress up literally naked or in a slutty outfit, pointing your camera at your breasts or your crotch to get anywhere, because you don't. Uh, do you, do you see guys doing that? No, we don't see guys doing that. Then let's move on. Stop protecting your friends and harass men because they do not appreciate that type of content on Twitch. Respect their opinion, because we're gonna get to that in the comments. Okay. Um. If you wish to sell your body, there's many alternate platforms that sells and makes you way more money than Twitch ever does. Now, that this is where we're talking about the adult industry making bank. So, I mean, why should you go and be a Twitch slut if you can just enter the adult industry instead? It doesn't make sense. Um, there's so much better content you can make, and you don't have to dress up in explicit clothing. You can talk about whatever you want, but please have some integrity and self-respect. That's a big one with me. If you are owning up to your shit, you're and you have some self-respect and integrity, and you know what you're doing. You know you're actually taking responsibility for what you're doing. That's what counts for me. You know, it doesn't matter what you do, as long as you take responsibility for whatever you do and own up to your shit. You know, I will report anyone that breaks TOS, and I will report any disturbing content I find. And if it gets banned by Twitch, there's a reason for it. You clearly then have violated the TOS, terms of service. Twitch would never throw out a ban unless it breaks terms of service in some way or the other. Especially if you go. So basically, what I'm saying now is when you go to a stream, you report it for whatever it is. There's so many examples of moderators actually on YouTube rewinding clips of streamers being reported, and then they cover if they broke the terms of service or if they didn't. And there's so many situations where you see they do not do anything about the report at all, and the streamer doesn't get banned. So the fact that a streamer gets banned, it just shows that hey, they broke terms of service. Own up to it, you know. Just say it. Okay, this was a mistake, and move on. So basically, then I just encourages the mods to do take some actions to reduce the harassment received from people within the group. Yeah, and basically, if you come with an opposing view in a constructing, non-offensive way, you get ganged up from a buttload of streamers. This is specific to this group. This doesn't apply to every single group, but I'm gonna yeah, just to make that entirely clear for you all. Okay, so now I'm gonna move onto the comments. So one is actually writing something which is really true and really hits with my experiences. Seriously, women in this group absolutely hate men. It's ridiculous. We need an all men's group so we can so we can be safe from them. I love that comment, by the way. It's such a great comment. But yeah, specifically that group, it's actually true. It's so true. It seems like, you know, if you're a man, if you're a male streamer or whatever, you have no chance, you know? You're absolutely lost instantly. And if you say anything, it's just like you get smacked with tons of harassment. And it shouldn't be like that, you know? You should be allowed to say something without being harassed. That's the issue we are experiencing in the modern days of Twitch. A mass wave of harassment. And it's literally everywhere. It's not. Oh, I need some water. It's not just within that group, it's within so many more areas. Yeah. So that's my talk. That's my talk, guys. That's what I wanted to address. I wanted to address the how big this issue really is, because it is. And yeah, I think we need to actually we need to enter our brains and we need to actually reflect and we need to think about this, and we need to find a way to let this go. We need to stop the harassment, and I hope Twitch can do anything about it. Uh Actually, I can announce I have planned a show, a podcast, where I want to basically help uh, help the community and businesses by putting out resources that can be useful for everyone, that they can use for whatever it may be, and whatever gain they might, yeah, whatever value it might have for them. If they feel it's needed or if they feel it's valuable, then they can use it to, yeah, as they see fit, essentially. That's what I wanted to do. But I need a co host. So, the reason because I want, well, the reason I want a co host is because I want the podcast to be as genuine, non biased, and real as possible, as well as I want the show to be professional, with some providing some integrity, so it's not being biased from like my perspective or my point of view only, which sadly I have to say my industry talks uh, will be biased in that way, because I'm talking from my experiences, my point of view, and then there's differences between people, essentially. So that's why I want a co-host. Yeah, if you are interested, then do let me know. Yeah, that's probably all I have to say. I hope we can be able to fight this harassment at some point, because it's awful. It shouldn't exist, but it does. Yeah. Also, I want to just add, just in case there's a comment saying, "Oh, you are crying." I just want to say that I've made my peace with the harassment that I've gone through. I am actually not too bothered about the harassment. I just find it annoying. It's sad to see it happen. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, I stand behind my every comment made. And yeah, I do I do get things wrong sometimes, but I do own up to it when that happens. So my big one number one advice in terms of harassment is own up to your shit and play some Counter Strike. If if you are if you have problems, well, actually, all of those people harassing people for being whatever, they should play Counter Strike. Literally number one toxic community, and you learn so much in terms of like self discipline. You toughen up like crazy, and you get better dealing with all the harassment. Really, um, yeah. So go play some Counter Strike, boys. And behave. I hope you guys took some knowledge from this talk. Sorry if it was a tiny bit messy, but I hope it helped you, and I hope to see you guys in the next talk we are gonna do. Drop me a comment about what you think about all the harassment going around Twitch, and drop in the comments if you have any suggestions or ideas what we can do about the harassment. Yeah, that's it. I just wanted to address the harassment issue because it's a huge issue that I thought we needed to talk about. And I think it's not only myself experiencing and watching this happen on a daily basis. I think there's a lot more people, and hopefully together we can combat all the harassment for once. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you guys in the next talk we potentially do.